CP101, and this is an update on Unimog. I had a video already shot about this, but I lost it when my SD card took a poop, so I guess we'll do it again. But anyway, we've got some work done on Unimog. We're up to step number 25. Yep, 25. And we've got a little engine in it. It's been a pretty nice kit so far, actually, for 135th. It's pretty detailed. Got the engine in it. We got all the components picked out, like the coil and the wires. And over here we got the turbo and the starter and the exhaust manifold picked out. So that's the little engine. It's all Vallejo colors, steel and at least steel and regular steel. Like on the transmission is regular steel. The valve cover I just painted olive green. It's a to me olive green just because to add some color. The frame is a zinc, which is a dark gray. And then the exhaust there and turbo is Vallejo aluminum. And then we add a little bit of rust on the exhaust with Anita's red rust or rust oxide or rust color. Let's just call it that. As I said, no real issues so far. It's a cool little kit. We've got the springs done with a dark wash, dark ink, and gone over with aluminum. I got to do the back ones. I haven't done the back ones yet, but got that done. The shocks, there's a bit of an issue with the shocks and the fact they don't reach where they're supposed to reach. They're like just a little too short. So I just kind of pointed them in the direction they're supposed to go and left it at that. And then this kit has turnable front wheels, but mine are glued straight ahead, mainly because that tie rod is too short. It's like a 1/16 of an inch too short, and it just doesn't reach the mounting points. So I had to just glue everything straight ahead. In fact, the one mounting point, as you can see, is crooked, but and they're barely on the spindles. Those pads are just barely hanging on. Have to be really careful because there's not much glue holding those on there. But that's the only issues I've had so far. So watch the tie rod if you get this kit, and watch your front shocks. But everything else is fit just fine. No issues with it. So the rotors are Vallejo aluminum. I didn't paint the outsides because they're going to get covered up by the wheel, but I only did the back sides. But the calipers are black. And then the frame we've gone over a little bit with chalks to weather it up. We don't want it too crappy, but we don't want it clean, so we've got that done. And then the only thing I got left to do on the back here is, well, I got to put all the support struts on it. There's a whole bunch that go back here. More suspension parts. I haven't done that yet. As I said, I just got up to step 25, which is to install the rear axle into the frame. So I got to go back and add all the bars and all the like the sway and everything else back here, and more suspension parts. Got to add the rear shocks yet. I got to paint the coil springs like I did the front. Got to hit them with some black wash or dark ink, and then go back over them, dry brush some aluminum, so we get the rear looking like the front. So that's the Unimog. Now, one thing too, be careful of this rear assembly, because I can see where somebody can really screw things up and end up having this truck only sit on 3 wheels. The instructions tell you to put together the spring and shock mounts first, and then glue them onto the frame, and then put the axle together, and then glue the axle onto the mounts. But I didn't do it that way. I put the spring and shock mounts together, just slid them onto the frame. I didn't glue them on, just slid them on there. Went ahead and put the axle together, and then when that was dry, then I put the entire thing as one assembly together. because when you slide these on to the bar right here, now there's no register to make sure that you have it in the right spot. So if you glue one higher than the other, then your axle is going to be crooked and your truck's going to be sitting on 3 wheels. So as I said, I glue these on and the axle on at the same time, so I can make sure that when I set it down on the rotors, that it's sitting on all 4 rotors and not only on 3. So watch that rear axle assembly, because you could screw it up if you're not careful. So that's really about it on the Unimog. Yeah, that's really about it. So far so good, no real issues, and at least no real issues that we have to worry about that we can't correct. So alright guys, that's it for this update, our first update on the Unimog, and we'll go back to doing a little bit more on it, and yeah, we got a good start. So alright guys, take care and stay well, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.